Hello, and welcome to another mildly exciting episode of Zero to Awesome. Today, we're going to be trying to do two things. Number one, we're going to try and solve the mystery of the Ford Raptor fender paint color. And number two, assuming we accomplish number one, we're going to be painting the Raptor. The reason we're going to be doing this today is because the fender is scratched. Hey camera guy, can we get in here a little bit closer? Whoa there, that is way too close. Okay, yeah, zoom out. Okay, yep, there we go, we got it. Yeah, so the fender here is scratched pretty significantly. I mean, these are just kind of surface scratches. Those might buff out, but right here, this is pretty deep. That's a gouge, and you can see someone's tried to repair it before with some touch-up paint, but didn't do the best job. Whenever I bought this truck, it was raining out, and when things are wet, you can't see scratches as much, kind of like this. And with that, I mean, if you know you're looking for it, you can see these gouges right here, but the rest of it either looks like, I don't know, marks from the wind, driving through rain, water, whatever. Some people say this is because of physics or optics, but I say it's because of magic, and those other people are wrong. Now there's a whole lot of theories out there on the internet as to what color this fender actually is. No one can really seem to agree. Some people say it's a GM color from the 90s. Some people say it's a Ford Explorer color from 5 years ago. But the best theory I've heard so far, and the one I'm going to go with today, is it's the 2017, or whatever your truck you have, that model year gray color for the truck with flattener in the paint. If you look at it, the red's really glossy, fender's not so glossy. In fact, so much that at first I thought they were plastic, but they're not. They're definitely painted. So what we're going to go with today is code J7 magnetic metallic for a 2017 Ford Raptor. We've got a clear satin finish to go over it. And what we're going to do before we paint any of that is we're going to test it out first. So normally you do this on a paint card you get from the paint store, but I do not have one of those. So today we're going to try using photo paper and see if that works. Satin we've got here, the way this works is you take this nifty little cap off the top. Oh, that went far. Take it, put it on the bottom, push it down, and that mixes the paint. From that point though, we only have 48 hours to use the entire can, so either we hope this is the right color, or we're gonna be going to the paint store again. Now we do a time lapse of paint drying. All right, moment of truth. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it, guys. That is dead on. It's kind of hard to see, like, it's all this white edge here and whatnot, but where it's not as white, that matches. It's hard to see on the camera, but I think that does it. I think we're gonna paint us a fender. First thing though, we're gonna have to fix this, a little bit of glazing putty, sand it up, paint it. Removing the fender, got some bolts. After that, I hear there's some clips under here. Get out the light, whole thing should come right off. Next up, what we're gonna do is sand this guy down. We've got some 600 grit, a little flexible sanding block to keep everything straight. Then we're going to cover these gouges in some glazing and spot putty. Let that dry, sand it down, clean it up, and we will be ready for paint. Fender's been cleaned. We're gonna do some grease and wax remover, and then one little trick I learned on the teardrop forums, Windex as the final prep. Dries everything right up. So the paint went on really well. I was actually having a little bit of trouble with the nozzle on the spray can, it was clogging up. So I soaked it in thinner in between coats and that wound up working out. I cannot tell where the gouges or the scratches were. We're gonna give this a few more minutes to dry. You can still see it's still drying. And then we're gonna hit it with some clear. And that is the last of the clear. We got 3 coats on there because I figured I should probably just use up the can. This stuff sprayed way better than that can that was mixed by the local paint shop. Tip had great fan, good coverage. I mean, it looks like it's laying down really well, so we'll see how it dries up. All right, next day, paint is dry. Let's go see how we did. Old fender, new fender. Can you tell which is which? They might be a little different, maybe, but it is really hard to tell. I'm going to say that is a success. Let's put it on. And that is that. So today, we solved the mystery of the fender paint color, code J7, satin finish. We also repaired and painted the fender, and it looks great, I think. We are going to be doing some more Raptor projects in the future. We're going to be doing a custom stealth toolbox in the truck bed. We're also going to do some brackets for some lights up here because the brackets you can buy are ridiculously expensive for some reason. And then the other week, we filmed some footage with our friends Andrew and Tavares from Wrench Every Day. So hit subscribe to stay tuned for that stuff. And until then, enjoy these donuts.